What's up? What's up? What's up, family? I hope you're feeling great. You're feeling good. Whatever's going on, it's all good. How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to In the Mix at 6. I'm your curator. I'm your brother. I'm the host with the most. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, and we are in the mix at not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, each and every single day, Monday through Friday. And you know I'm back to give you your In the Mix fix. And we're broadcasting, of course, on the airwaves of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop all the way over to the YouTube side. Make sure that you connect with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what city you're watching from. Come on. Put some respect on your city. Put on for your city. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. As you are tuning in, I know you are here because you care. So make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Since we're in the mix at 6, I do want you to make sure that you share this with at least 6 people. Come on. Your timeline could be someone's lifeline. I know you're here because you care. So since you're here because you care, I need you to share. Share if you care. Do me a favor and invite somebody in. You know my goal is to help you reach yours. My desire is to inspire. My assignment is to put you in alignment. My job is to empower you to identify your identity. Let's go. Let's go and let's grow tonight. Let's go all the way up. And matter of fact, since my job is to help you identify your identity, since it is my goal is to help you reach yours, I want you to make sure that you join us in the Eagles Academy. Yeah. Join us in the Eagles Academy, where we really grow your greatness, where we empower you to soar into success and purpose. It is the place where we don't just give you information, but we give you implementation, right? Information, not just information, but implementation to overcome every specific situation. But guess what? For your transformation, yes, in your business, in your purpose, in your relationships, in your gifts, in your identity, getting clarity with your vision. Yeah, developing your communication, all of that. I want you to go ahead and join us in the Eagles Academy, the eaglesacademy.com. Tap the join now button, fill out the form, and be transformed. If you're ready to go, type let's go. If you're ready to go, type let's grow. As we're in the mix at 6, we are tackling part 4 of His Needs, Her Needs. Do I know how far we're going to go with this? I don't know. But guess what? I'm focused on the journey, not just the destination. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So we started with part one. We started moved into part two, part three. Now we're landing at part four, and not just landing, we're launching. Let's go to another level tonight. Type "Let's go" if you're ready to grow. As we've been talking about, his needs, her needs, not just your needs, my needs, not just what I need, is what we together can do. If you remember, and I encourage you, matter of fact, I encourage you, this feels like more than just a series, it feels like a season. Yeah, his needs, her needs. Check out the series though. Go back, check out part three, rewind it to part two, go to part one, check it all out. Check it all out. YouTube.com/, Eddie Connor, where you can get caught up with everything. As I've been mentioning, there's a fine line, there's a dichotomy between being needy and being needed. Yeah. As I've been discussing, I mentioned that needy is the opposite of need. If need is essential, then needy is minimal. That's what I mentioned. Needed means I'm in abundance. Needy means I lack, right? Needed means I fill in the gap. Needs, yeah, needs. We're talking about that. Need versus needy. Needed versus needy. That which is essential. You can't give an abundance if you lack. You can't be a person who's essential if in many cases in your life everything has just been minimized and minimal. As we're talking about somebody who is needed, which is somebody who is in abundance, versus somebody who is needy, somebody who in many cases is lacking, one thing that we have to realize that somebody who is needed is necessary. Somebody who's needed is desired. Somebody who's needed is important. Somebody who's needed can fill in the gap. Somebody who's needed is a visionary with provision. Needed means I am a resource. Notice I didn't say needed, you are a source, because no human being is a particular source. A person who moves in a place of abundance, not lack, is a resource. God is the ultimate source. What he gives you as a gift, because you're a gift to somebody else, now you become a resource into that person's life. Are you following me? Come on. I just need you just to put an emoji gift box. Come on, drop an emoji gift box in the chat. Drop an emoji gift box in the comment section. If you know you're gifted for greatness, if you know you're gifted on purpose, if you know here it is that you're taking the time to unwrap the gift in you, if you know that you are a gift to the right person's life. Our problem is here it is that we have been the right gift at the wrong address. Speaking of gifts, go ahead and get that book, Unwrap the Gift in You. Shows you how to be a gift to yourself first. I can't be a gift to you if I'm not at first a gift to me. Go ahead and get that book, Unwrap the Gift in You. Tragedy is to be gifted, but to never open the package. The Apostle Paul says, stir up the gift. Proverbs says, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. But the great Pablo Picasso, incredible painter, said that the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give your gift away. One thing is that you got to realize this: if you are gifted, you will be afflicted. Mm. Yeah, you're gonna have to not just go through, but in many cases, grow through. The growing through is what I learned from how I take the wisdom from the wound. You'll never heal if you keep picking at the wound. Worst thing to be picking at wounds is when you're in a relationship, stepping into a relationship, wanting somebody to just bandage your wounds because you're bringing wounds from the old relationship to the new one. So in many cases, not just baggage, now it becomes garbage. If you're gifted, you will be afflicted. There are some things you have to go through, grow through. The trying of your faith work with patience, patience, experience, hope. Since I'm needed, I recognize that I'm a gift to somebody. And I recognize that I'm packaged with purpose, promise, possibility, and potential. hmm And here it is. When the right person who's needed as well recognizes that I am a gift to them, they're able to embrace the gift in me. Oh, yeah. Because they're needed. They recognize I'm needed as well. Real recognize real, and you look familiar. Are you with me tonight? I am a resource. Why? Because I'm connected to the source. Hmm. What flows from him flows to me. And as a result, it should flow through me to you. I'm a resource. Talked to a guy not too long ago. He said, bruh, I got into the place where I'm not just looking for an opportunity. I recognize I am an opportunity. Yeah. I'm the opportunity that you've been looking for. The opportunity is not an inanimate object. The opportunity is not an inanimate position. The opportunity is not just a job. The opportunity is me recognizing that I have purpose, and the purpose person who's recognized that I'm an opportunity recognizes, here it is, that I'm purposeful in their life. Come on, just type I'm a resource. Type I am a resource. I'm a resource that money can't buy. I'm a resource that money can't quantify. I'm a resource, even though there's quantity, there's not quality because you can't find me everywhere. I'm a Ruth's Chris, not a 7-Eleven. I'm a Saks Fifth Avenue, not a thrift store. I'm a Mastro's, not a McDonald's. I am a resource. We talked about his needs, her needs. And as we're talking about his needs, her needs, we mentioned a woman's needs, affection, right? She needs love. She needs acceptance. She needs to feel as if she is embraced. She needs to feel as if her space that is supplied for her is safe. Yes, safety physically, but in many cases, just as important physically is emotionally. So emotional safety. The communication aspect. Number two, told you number one was affection. Secondly was communication. Communication connects to conversation. That is emotional intimacy, emotional connectivity through the aspect of being communicative, being able for her to be in a place to where she is vulnerable with her inner thoughts, not being judged as if you have a law degree. Being able to listen to her, being able to respond with more than just, oh yeah, uh-huh, right, bet, got you. But having an understanding heart to be able to verbalize back to her, even in the case of it being feedback. Finding ways to move into a place of resolve, resolutionary type of conflict resolution, rather, right? Because two becoming one, there in many cases will be friction. It doesn't always have to be even from the place of dating, relationships, marriage, even in a business connection. There's going to be some friction sometimes. Because here's the thing, us as human beings, we can be complicated. Oh, come on. Hmm. So, in the midst of the complication, can we come to a resolution, right? Conflict resolution. Can we, in many cases, agree to disagree, but not be disagreeable? Why? Because I wasn't raised to be with you. You weren't raised to be with me. I got to get to know you, learn you, study you to be able to relate to you. Yeah. So the affection is necessary. The communication is important. Spiritual connection, right? If you remember the teaching that I talked about before about a kingdom woman, she has a foundation. She has fruit. She has faith. And as she understands this, she understands that her spiritual connection in her marriage, particularly, is her and her husband, but she needs God in the center of it. She wants to grow spiritually. She wants to be nurtured to where she can grow spiritually as well. Why? Because she has spiritual gifts. You need to be around people who see in you what here it is. Sometimes you don't even see in yourself. Visionaries know how to see in you what you may not see in you. Why? Because they have more than just natural vision. They have more than just sight. They have spiritual insight. They have supernatural vision. When I connect God's super to my natural, it becomes supernatural. Next, affection, communication, affirmation. Affirmation speaks to encouragement. Affirmation speaks to enrichment. Affirmation speaks to the fact of appreciation. Just wanted to encourage you, whether that's through writing, whether that's through calling, whether that is in any particular form of aspect of being able to appreciate her contribution in your life. Then a woman also has a desire, yes, for affection, as I mentioned, as for communication, for affirmation, spiritual connection. Can't forget that. And then, of course, companionship. Yeah, companionship, heart to heart communication, spending time together, right? Because oftentimes the person who you are with, they spell love, not GIFTS. They spell love TIME, right? And when you think about love languages, for many women, it will be quality time. Not everyone, but for many of them, many women, you will find that her love language, one of them is quality time, right? Because she wants to build memories. Memories. Remember we went here? Memories. Remember we went there? Memories. Remember we did this? Memories. Remember we went here on our first date? Come on. Whether it's the laughing together, the playing together, staying the course through the vicissitudinous trials and the winds of life that in many cases seem to blow us in and out from time to time with each other, being able to resolve and solve the inevitable differences. Men, on the other hand, yeah, my brothers from another mother, myself included. Society wants to make us as men one dimensional, but does not mind making women multidimensional, multi layered, multiple intelligences. We possess those same traits as well. Oh, yeah. We possess those same things as well. Society just wants us to reduce ourselves to only having conversation as men, specifically about just money, women, and sports. And as a result of it, many times we try to fit into that mold simply because society tries to ingratiate us into who they want us to be rather than tapping into, here it is, our identity. If you don't have the book Identity, make sure that you go get that book. Keys to discover your uniqueness and unlock your greatness. Not just a great book for men, a great book for women as well. Prior to that book, I wrote The Mask of Masculinity. How men can reclaim their identity, lead in love of vulnerability. Can't spell masculinity without the prefix, which is pronounced mask. And society would always seemingly wants to mask men to only believe that our specific needs are just solely base with sex, silence, a sandwich, and an ego stroke. No, I want you to delve deeper, not just my sisters. I want you to delve deeper, my brothers as well, into your unique identity that goes beyond just the performative aspect of what masculinity is. Pseudo masculinity. So beyond just the one-dimensional layers of many of the things that I just mentioned, Men desire admiration. We oftentimes see admiration as respect. After man's done flying around being Superman, how do you speak to the Clark Kent in him? Because we're gonna spend more time being Clark Kent than we ever be Superman. We're more like T'Challa than Black Panther. We're more like David Banner than the Hulk. More like Clark Kent than Superman. We're more of our character than a caricature. So he needs a safe space and a place to land. Superman can't fly all day. Batman can't fly, can't fight all day. After the superhero, after being a superhero, he needs to know that he's a hero in your life. Do you hear what I'm saying? After him being a superhero, he needs to know that he's still a hero in your life. Secondly, recreation, admiration, recreation, and beyond just recreation. Yes, he needs the time to go to the gym. He's got to take the time for his challenging activities. Man wants to be challenged. Man embraces challenge. But he also has recreational hobbies. Many of those things are recreational hobbies, but here's the thing, he wants recreational companionship too. Can you enjoy what he enjoys? I know you want to enjoy just what you enjoy, but can you enjoy what he enjoys as well? Attraction. One should be visually appealing, attractive, physically fit in some way, shape, or form, whatever that looks like, where it's attractive to him, right? Because how you start off looking attractive to him, he may not say it, but he's going to want you to keep it up. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. I know what you did to be attractive to attract him, to get him, but can you remain attractive to keep him? Yeah, and he should do the same. He should do the same. Lot of times, here's what we do: we let ourselves go when we get somebody. Well, I got him now. Got him under my thumb now. hmm And we just let ourselves go. But here it is: when you're single, oh, you in the gym. We got to pull you out the gym. They like, sir, ma'am, we getting ready to close. You know, you've been here a whole workday shift already. You know, yeah, I didn't see you take breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Don't you have a job? Can't be in here all day. Come on, right? That's how we are. But when we get into a relationship, oh yeah, come on now, y'all know how that happy weight is. Y'all know how that is. Fourthly, personal expansion. Men need space to create. He cannot create in chaos. Yeah, right? Needs time to work on business pursuits, needs time to strategize, mobilize, organize. You know I'm right about it. Why do you think a man has a man cave? Yeah, got to do that. Space is important. Spiritual connection. Number 5. Man needs a spiritual connection. He should foster his growth in God's word. Got to know who he is. He'll never know who he is personally with his identity. He doesn't understand his particular identity in Christ. How can he navigate a crisis if he doesn't know his particular identity with who Christ is in his own life? Told you before Adam ever had a wife, before Adam ever even had Eve, he had a purpose, place, presence, and he had power. Presence was his own presence. Presence was him being able to be in the presence of God and understand who it is that he is. So I said before, notice I haven't said anything about affection or love for men. It's not that we don't need love. We just ascertain love in a different way. And that is through admiration and respect. Yesterday, we in many cases came to a crescendo dealing with a husband, and not just a particular husband, husband with a vision. If you remember, I was talking about a husband being defined as house and band, right? He is the house band as a husband. Provision through being the priest of his home. That's why spiritual connection is important. Being the priest of his home, moving in a place of provision, and then also protection. Because as a house band, his job per se is to secure, is to strengthen, is to encircle. Here it is to a certain degree when there is a storm that ensues. A husband doesn't hide behind the wife and the children in the storm. What he does is he steps in front of the storm and he's willing to take the blows. He's willing to take the hits. Why? Because he recognizes that he's a provisionary, he's a provider, he's a protector, he's a priest, and he's the one who will allow himself to get in harm's way to protect his loved ones, his children, his spouse in his house. Right? Oftentimes we relegate that responsibility to the woman. Come on, how many times have you seen movies where the woman is just so smart? The woman is caring for the children, the woman is folding up the clothes, the woman is handling her business at her job, whatever responsibility or aspect, CEO, board member, whatever the case may be. But here's how they categorize the husband: dim-witted, taking direction from her, doesn't know what to do, right? To a certain degree, she married him because she felt sorry for him. She wanted to course correct his life. He's looking for clarity and order from her. Yeah. Not that it should be the other way around. She should also have clarity and order in her life, but the man should definitely have clarity in order to be able to lead. Yeah. You can't lead her if you're not a leader. Somebody just type leader, leader. Come on, type leader, right? He moves into a place to where no, he's not that he's trying to conflict or control. He moves into a place of order. And see, when here it is, when you're a leader, you don't have to be a controller. Yeah. Controller, controller, controller. Song sounds good, but in many cases, operating in that particular aspect is not good. When you're a leader, you don't have to be a controller. Why? Because people want to be connected to somebody who knows where they're going. Hmm? But here's the thing: leadership means nothing without fellowship. Yeah, leadership means nothing without fellowship. And here's the thing: leadership without fellowship disrupts fellowship. Oh, yeah. Leadership without fellowship disrupts fellowship. Yeah. What do you do when you've had to be strong for so long? Come on. I was raised by a single mother, having to take care of the kids, having to work the job or multiple jobs or raise multiple children, ensure that you pay the bills, ensure that things are on time, ensure this, that, and the other. Where in many cases, now because of all that, it shifts you to a certain degree into a masculine role. Oh, hello, somebody. And naturally, you don't want to be. You desire the soft life, as they say. Come on now, we keep seeing that floating around. You desire to be relieved of your duties. You desire to be led. You desire for somebody to make plans. Do you understand? But in many cases, that seems to continue to be the issue. So, what do you do when now you meet somebody, a man with a plan, and you're so used to having to be so strong for so long, and now you're trying to trust him to do what he says he's going to do, but every single time that you try and trust him to do what he says he's going to do, he actually does it. And now, how do you grow out of that? Ooh. Sometimes therein lies the conflict because you're so used to doing everything on your own. You're so used to, in many cases, having to lead a man as well. To where now you meet one who wants to lead you. And now you're finding it hard to put down the baggage and the luggage when he's trying to relieve you of your duties. It's quiet tonight. Why? Because he comes packaged with purpose, promise, possibility, and potential. He knows his worth. He knows his value. He sees your value as well. What are you willing to acquiesce to, understanding this, that it doesn't make you subservient because you're submissive? Hmm? Husband, cultivator. Husband, communicator. Man with a plan. Man as a husband, being someone, man means, this is my definition for man, mature, assertive nurturer. Mature. When I was a child, I spake as a child, understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Things don't just leave by osmosis. That's what Paul said. I put away childish things. Things don't just leave by osmosis. I wish I could have just snapped my fingers and my room was clean as a kid. No, I had to engage and put certain things away for certain things to be placed in order. Yeah. Assertive. He has a backbone. Many cases, he's not passive. He's not aggressive. Passive is too extreme. Aggressive is too extreme. Passive aggressive means I'm having a problem being assertive. Assertive means I have a backbone. My yes is my yes. My no is my no. This is who I am. I stand on business. I walk by faith on business. Come on. I don't have to make you, I don't have to reduce you to be assertive. I don't have to reduce you to where I'm just now in a place of being aggressive. No, I can be cool, calm, and collected. My yay is my yay. My no is my no. And then nurturer. We oftentimes accredit nurturing to women. Yeah. Mother nature. Nurturer by nature. Women are nurturers because they bring life into the world through their babies, through their children. But here's the thing about a nurturer. As a man, you wouldn't handle a baby the same way that you would handle bricks. Nurture means I have emotional intelligence. Nurture means that I have a level of maturity that can connect and develop communicative unity. Nurture means that I'm relationally intelligent. Nurture means that I don't just handle you physically, I know how to handle you emotionally and mentally, spiritually, socially, emotionally. The social, emotional connection, the psychosocial, emotional connection of it all. Right? Because as I've said before, being a man is hard work, but it is heart work. Yeah. Many cases, why we drop the ball on the hard work is because we don't have any hard work. We know how to appear strong on the outside, but the strength of who it is that we are on the inside, in many cases, needs remediation, is lacking in certain particular areas. Why? Because oftentimes it hasn't been fostered. hmm Oftentimes, what we have done, we have only predicated heart work, emotional, relational to the feminine. In many cases, is needed as well for the masculine. If we're going to create, if we're going to produce, if we're going to imbibe, if we're going to manage, man means to manage, man means to maintain, man means to manifest, man means to use God's manual to make life work. So you think about husband, it connects to house band. He's directing, he's managing, he's listening. Need to make sure that everybody's on particular key. Need to make sure that my ear is glued to this, that, and the other, so that there is not a cacophony, but there is harmony. As I said before, leadership without fellowship disrupts fellowship. Are you willing, as the wife who's not a cutter, but a consoler, you're willing to play the right key so the relationship can stay in harmony? Playing the right key is how you communicate. Playing the right key is the words that you say. Playing the right key is where you're able to come to a consensus together. Why? Because this is beyond I and me. This is about us and we, his needs, her needs. Hmm? Can't run the relationship the right way if I'm running on empty emotionally. If I'm running on empty with empathy. Won't even be able to keep her if you're not even a leader. That moves into a place of identity. Identity connects to integrity. Because here's what we have to understand, that love is not weakness, love is wisdom. Wisdom strengthens us. And who you are in your singleness will either lead to a marital bless or a marital mess. What we have to do is that we have to allow God to give us a vision to first be led by Him. Because you know you have the right person when here it is, you're not just focused on what they can do for you, you're focused on what they can do with you. Where it is that I'm guided, I know I can be provided for. Because real leadership is not controlling or domineering. Real leadership is complementing. Real leadership is cooperative. Real leadership is the acknowledgement of one's particular gifts, one's particular talents, and recognizing that a know-it-all really knows nothing at all. You got to surround yourself with somebody else who can see your blind spots. Yeah, who can see what you may miss through character is needed. Commitment, compassion, all of that strengthens the bonds of a relationship. And this is what we have to understand, especially for us as men. And I'm navigating back between men and women. One thing that we have to understand is this: being a man is hard work, but it's hard work, as I said. But here's the thing: as men, we lead best when we love most. A lot of times we love least, but we lead best when we love most. And love is through an expression. Love is through action. Love is through a connection. Love is a formidable foundation. Somebody just type pray, provide, protect. Somebody just type that. Pray, provide, protect. Yeah, come on, type that. Pray, provide, protect. pray, provide, protect. That's what it's about. Because one thing is this: if there is to be a place of his needs, her needs, we have to really get down to the place to where we realize and even are able to express what it is that we need. And oftentimes, hear me, what it is that we need connects to what it is that was not given. What it is that we need is oftentimes connected to what it is that was deficient, whether that's from a parent, whether that's from mother wounds, whether that is particularly from father wounds, that in many cases now we carry that into our adulthood because the little boy or the little girl in you was not validated, was not affirmed, was not given the space and place in the midst of other siblings, but you were overlooked. Hello, someone. And in many cases, because of that particular deficiency, we never feel sufficient. Because of that particular deficiency, here it is. Now it clouds our particular identity. So we find ourselves reaching but never grasping. We find ourselves begging for somebody to love us the way that we needed to be loved because we never heard, I apologize for not being there for you when you needed me the most. I apologize because just because I may have divorced does not mean I should have divorced you. Hmm? And here it is. Now we perform out of the way that was practiced due to, here it is, the malpractice of what it is that we experienced. Yeah. So here it is. As a result, now we succumb to struggle love. Now we succumb to love on life support. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hmm. Yeah. Many times we connect ourselves to struggle love. We connect ourselves to survival love. We connect ourselves to love on life support. Why? Because of an emotional of an emotional malpractice. We heard about medical malpractice. Yeah, we've heard about medical malpractice when you've been in the hands of a rogue type of doctor. Come on now. Worst thing is to you going in for a routine exam or you going in for surgery on your ankle and you leave out with a vasectomy. Lord have mercy. Malpractice. That's an extreme form of malpractice. But here's the thing. There has been oftentimes emotional malpractice that took place. Yeah, emotional malpractice. Why? From the people who were supposed to raise us, who were supposed to care for us, who were supposed to love us, right? But now, as children come to this world blank. The parents are the ones who inscribe, who write on their minds, on their brains, on their souls, keeping them broken or making them whole. A lot of times now, here it is. We don't attract what we want. We attract the pain or the purpose of who it is that we are. Because the malpractice that took place on our life emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, relationally, because of the traumatic events and the traumatic experiences of what it is that we incurred, and now that of what it is that we're trying to grow through, smiling on the outside, but suffering in silence on the inside. Now, because of what it is, it inhibits how we feel about ourselves, much like the way that we think somebody feels about us. So because it is, here it is that we have been reduced, we never produce. We don't feel as if we're good enough to write the book. We don't feel as if we're good enough to share our story. We don't feel as if we're good enough for love. We don't feel as if we're good enough to walk in our purpose. We don't feel as if we're good enough for this or that. And so now we relegate ourselves to that which is below and beneath our privilege. Come on. Yeah. So here it is. I can never meet anybody's needs because nobody ever met mine. Hmm. It sounds good to learn your love language. It sounds good to do all this for and that for the other person. But how do I meet somebody's love language and nobody ever spoke mine? Come on. I'm speaking Swahili, but you speak Spanish. I speak English, but you specialize in French. Hmm? I'm trying to meet somebody else's love language, but nobody ever met mine. And you meeting mine is not just in my adulthood, you meeting mine never took place in my childhood. Hmm. Yeah. We s- we we specialize in adult love languages, but how do we even speak to the child's love language? And how do we remedy the language that should have been spoken to us as a child? So now here it is, we become like Mephibosheth. Oh yeah, the person who was a nurse. Isn't it interesting in scripture? Mephibosheth is dropped. Here it is, not by a judge, not by a soldier, not by a lawyer, not by a father, not by particularly his mother, not by a government servant, not by just a particular random citizen. He's dropped by somebody who is efficient in their specialty as a nurse. Yes, Mephibosheth is dropped by a nurse. Now you know as a nurse, you can't you can't commit medical malpractice like that. You know as a nurse, you're supposed to be patient with your patients. Come on. Anybody in the medical field who I'm talking to understands that. Anybody who's not even in the medical field can understand that. You're dropped by the person who's supposed to love you, who's supposed to pick you up, who's supposed to protect you, who's supposed to make sure that you're never dropped. You're dropped emotionally, dropped psychologically, dropped physically. The person who's supposed to heal you and help you winds up assisting in that which hurts you and harms you. And now, rather than leaping through life, you find yourself limping. And here it is oftentimes what we do is we limp from relationship to relationship. Will you pick me up? Will you bandage my wounds? Will you love me through what I grow through? Hmm? I'm crying and I'm crippled when I should be leaping and when I should be laughing. I find myself limping. Why? Because nobody ever met the need of what it is that I had. I had a need for healing. I had a need because simply all of us have a fragile, do not drop label on our lives. What do you do when the person who's supposed to care for you the most causes you to hurt the most? Hmm. Come on, somebody talk to me tonight. Yeah. Supposed to be leaping, but you end up lame. Supposed to be leaping, but you end up limping. And now you go through life hurting and hobbling, acting happy, but you recognize that you have a need that still has not been fulfilled, a need that still has not been resolved. So you expect me to meet your needs, but do you understand that I'm still hobbling? Do you understand that I'm still hurting? Do you still understand that I'm hemorrhaging while I'm trying to help other people? Here it is. Oftentimes we're leading while bleeding. Why? Because nobody ever spoke to the wounds. Nobody ever spoke to the scars. Nobody ever spoke to the trials of what it is. He was lame, Mephibosheth was, from the time that he was little. Jesus talks to the father who has the demoniac son. And what does Jesus ask the father? He says to the father, "How long has this been going on?" Disciples couldn't help out, brought the boy to Jesus. Jesus asked the man, "How long has this been going on?" As if Jesus didn't already know the answer. Jesus wanted him to verbalize it. Yeah, this is not just some episodic situation. No, the father said it's been going on since he was a child. And a lot of times we can't become who it is that we are in our adulthood because, as Dr. Sigmund Freud said, we are in adulthood what we have experienced in childhood. Because now we're trying to reparent ourselves because our need was not met. Now we choose, hmm, out of being needy because we don't know how to be needed. Nobody ever told us, nobody ever affirmed us and let us know that we were needed. Nobody ever spoke to the little boy in you and told you that you're going to be a great king one day, keenly intelligent, noble, gentleman. Nobody ever spoke to you and told you that there was a queen inside of you, quintessentially unique, empowering everyone naturally. For you to feel affirmed as a man, you had to throw your money. For you to feel affirmed as a woman, you had to show off your body. Let me talk to somebody, right? Because now we're dealing with the abscess of what has been wounded within us to only feel needy, but not needed. Because there's a clarion call, a clarion cry within all of us for somebody to validate us, for somebody to affirm us, for somebody to see that there's something great and that's good within us, for somebody to see the best in us. But here's the thing, a lot of times we castigate a lot of the blame onto our parents when in many cases they were only raising us from the level of their particular expertise. Hmm? We look back in hindsight because we have a lot of knowledge, we have a lot of information, we have a lot of application. We see to a certain degree that certain people came into our lives and they mismanaged us. We told them certain things that happened to us and they didn't believe us. So now, as a result of it, we feel as if we have been mismanaged. But could it possibly be they were only raising us from the level of their particular knowledge? Could it possibly be that, yes, hurt people, heal people, but the hurt that they were experiencing manifested in our life? Heal your heart. I want to make sure that you go get that book. Go ahead. Live, lead, love, heal. Healing from the vestiges of our past. Now we're going through life totally brokenhearted because we're expecting the person who we're with now to become the father, to become the mother that we never had, to affirm us like they never did. to validate us when they dropped us. They were supposed to nurse us. They were supposed to be patient with us in the midst of our impatience. They were supposed to soothe the scars of what it is that we had experienced. And now, because of it, like Mephibosheth, we're left feeling needy. Jesus talks to that father. Father says since he was a child, he's tossed in the water, he's tossed in the fire. Situations that you go through feel as if they're going to drown you. Situations that you go through feel as if they consume you. Why? Because what you're still experiencing, what you still have manifested in your life and your adulthood emanates out of what you experienced as a child. And so as a result of it, you have the masculine frame. As a result of it, you have the feminine look. But in many cases, now you find yourself being a grown girl, or you find yourself being a grown boy. Because here it is, the little girl in you was never spoken to. The little boy in you was never affirmed to. How do you move to the place of wife when you never saw an example of one? How do you escalate to the place of husband when you never saw and even talked to one or saw it manifested in your own life? You only saw the bad example, if one at all. And the good examples were too far and few in between. You never saw what submission looked like, never saw what leadership looked like. It only looked like competition and that which was combative. It only looked like disagreement. It never looked like conflict resolution. Come on. It never looked like determination of how to overcome a particular situation. It was always seemingly derelict. And as a result, now we find ourselves moving that in that particular aspect, in that particular situation. But here's the thing. What I love about Mephibosheth is that Mephibosheth was still at the king's table. Yeah. Mephibosheth was still given a seat. And it didn't matter how lame, it didn't matter how wounded, it didn't matter how much of a limp that he had. Here's the thing, when everybody is seated at the table, you can't tell what infirmity anybody has anyway. Hear me? The right people are going to build a longer table rather than a taller fence. The right people understand this, that not only are you wounded to a certain degree, they've been wounded too. And here it is. On the flip side, they understand you don't have to remain wounded, because when you remain wounded, you find yourself trauma bonded. But when wisdom comes out of the wounds, when healing comes out of the hurt, when joy comes out of the pain, mhm, when an asset comes out of the liability, when a leap comes out of the limp, what does it give you now? Now it gives you a testimony. Now it gives you an opportunity. Now it gives you provisionary ideas that transform your life and transform the lives of others. Just because it ran in your family, now because you got wisdom, now because you have a testimony, now because you've healed, it runs out because of you. Yeah. You got to get to the place and say, listen, I refuse to let the next generation of my children go through what I had to go through. I refuse to allow my children to be needy. I'm going to speak the fact that they're knee dead. Their gift is needed. Their calling is needed. Their purpose is needed. I'm going to affirm me. I'm going to reparent me. Nobody else is going to do it for me. Why? Because I'm taking my responsibility out of other people's hands. Do you understand? Right? Because you got to get to the place of here it is. I need the type of relationship that has direction, that has leadership, that has protection, that feels like, yeah, I can trust you on this. My baby got this. Those particular intangibles allow me to be receptive, to follow, but also receptive enough to lead because I'm needed. Here's the thing. Yes, Adam had a purpose. Adam had a place. Adam had presence. Adam had power. Adam had a purpose, tending to what it is in the garden. Adam had a place, which was the garden, but he also knew his particular place in life. Adam had the presence of God. Why? Because he walked in the garden in the cool of the day with the Lord. Whatever download he received, God gave it to him. The source connected to Adam being the resource. Adam also had power, not power to subdue another human being, to subdue the space and the place, to subdue the animals of what it is that he was given the wherewithal and the provisionary vision to tend the garden. But here's the thing. Prior to the fall of man in the garden, Adam was following God and the woman was following the man. Sin reversed it all to where here it is. Adam is now following the woman and God don't follow nobody. Here it is. Being out of the presence moved him out of position. Yeah. No woman is going to respect a particular man who she has to lead, and now he's trying to follow her where she goes. You'll love him, but you won't respect him. Presence puts me now back in position to where here it is. Nobody's needs are being fulfilled if both of us are out of position. Yeah. Question that God asked Adam is, where are you? And here it is. That's not a question of location. That's a question of proximity in relationship with him. I didn't move. You did. You ain't waiting on God. He waiting on you. Sin reverse it all. God's leading the man. The man is leading the woman. Now sin reverses it. The woman is leading the man, and God ain't gonna follow nobody. I'm the lead on this. You can't lead if you're not led. Right? Because here it is. Being in the particular position is the prerequisite for position. I don't know what happened. Is the prerequisite for restoration. When I'm in particular position, I'm now in a place of particular restoration to where here it is, generational curses of neglect, generational curses of brokenness, generational curses of trauma, generational curses of unspoken pain, generational curses of stigma and shame now have to be broken off of your life. Too many times our brothers have seen bad examples of how to treat a woman. Too many times our sisters have seen bad examples of how to be treated by a man, much less treat a man. And as a result, a lot of times what we do is we succumb to what it is that broke us in the first place. Yeah. We succumb to what it was that broke us in the first place because we don't attract the healing. Now we attract the hurting. We don't attract the breakthrough. Now we attract the brokenness. Come on, somebody just type breakthrough, type breakthrough. Despite how they broke you, sometimes them breaking you was a blessing to you. Breakthrough is happening to you. Breakthrough in your mind, breakthrough from the childhood wounds, breakthrough from the circumstances, breakthrough from what it is that you went through in the relationship, breakthrough from the divorce, breakthrough in the marriage, breakthrough for particular unity, breakthrough in your identity, breakthrough to where you realize what you're really deserving of and who you're deserving of it from. Yes, breakthrough that hits your head, your heart, your hands, and your home. Breakthrough that hits your finances. Breakthrough that stretches your faith. Breakthrough that connects you to love, not on struggle, love, not on survival, love, not on life support, but love without limits, love on a new level, love that causes you to leap. Hmm? Love, not on life support, but love on full support. Hmm? That's what it is. And if it is not that, I'd rather be alone because I can understand this. I can be alone and not lonely because I understand how to meet needs based on the fact that I'm needed. I'm an asset. I'm a benefit. I'm a blessing. I'm a breakthrough. Somebody just needs to just internalize that tonight. You're a benefit. You're a blessing. You're a breakthrough in the right person's life. Yeah. You're a benefit. You're a blessing. You're a breakthrough. Yeah. I'm a benefit. Why? Because my expertise. I'm a benefit because of my anointing. I'm a benefit because of my knowledge. I'm a benefit because I can improve you. I'm a benefit because your level of thinking goes to a greater level when you're connected to me. I'm a benefit because I won't reduce you. I'm going to produce some value in you. I'm a blessing because I'm not going to curse you. I'm a blessing because I'm needed in your life. I'm a blessing because I'm a gift to you. I'm a blessing because I've done the work to become the right one for the right one. And I first started by being right for myself. Here it is. I know I'm a blessing because I'm not adding stressing on your life. Yeah. I'm going to bless you up, not stress you down. Hmm. The right people won't stress you, they'll bless you. I'm a blessing. Why? Because your mental health will grow when you're connected to me. I'm a blessing because I know I'm a blessing. And since I'm a blessing, I know what a blessing needs because I know how to meet needs. Yeah. I'm a benefit. I'm a blessing. I'm a breakthrough. Why? Because I refuse to break you. I recognize the enormity of the value that's not just on you, but the value that is in you. If anything, I'm not going to break you. I'm going to mend you. Why? I can mend you because I'm on assignment because I was sent to you. I'm not praying for somebody to be sent into my life. I'm praying to be sent into the right person's life. Why? Because I understand I'm an asset. Understand that I'm not just needy, I'm needed. Mm-hmm. I'm a breakthrough. Why? Because I experienced breakthrough. I found healing from my childhood wounds. I found wisdom from my wounds. I made it make sense. Here it is. I forgave people who never gave me an apology. Mm. I was the one who cultivated. I was the one who communicated. I was the one who got therapy to be an asset, not a liability. Do you hear me? Yeah. I can break through tough times because I grew through tough times. And understand that tough times don't last. Tough people do. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to somebody. I hope it's you. Yeah, I can break through because I endured tough times. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. I'm a benefit, a blessing, and I'm a breakthrough to you and for you. Yeah. So here it is. I ain't got time to fight with you. I can fight for you. Yeah. We in this thing together. We in this thing together. Because just like a man understands his value, a woman understands her value too. Just like a woman understands her value, a man does too. Able to meet each other's needs simply because they understand the fact that they are needed. You know how I know you're needed? I know that I know that I know that you're needed when you recognize and realize that you're living life on assignment. Too many of us, we're just living life on consignment. Mhm. Let me get the residual because I understand it's transactional. Not living life on consignment. I'm living life on assignment. This ain't about me getting an award. This is about me recognizing the reward that comes from building with somebody who understands that they're just as needed as I am. Not transactional, but accountable. Because here it is. What's transactional is never sustainable, but what's accountable will always be sustainable. Why? Because you're more than compatible, you're suitable. Am I talking to anybody who's valuable? Come on. If you know that you're valuable, type valuable. If you know that you're suitable, type suitable. What's transactional will always be liable. What's accountable will always be sustainable and suitable. Why? Because that type of individual recognizes that they're valuable. I'm an asset. I'm not a liability. I'm an asset. I'm not a liability. And I refuse to allow people to lie to me and make me believe I'm a liability when I understand that I'm an asset. I don't know how far I should go with this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how far I should go with this. I still feel as if I'm laying some bricks on the foundation here. I still feel that there's still more to build. Listen, if we should go to part 5, somebody send me an emoji high five. If somebody, yeah, just type part 5. If we should go to part 5, send me an emoji high five. I can only go so deep into much of this conversation. You got to get the books. Got to get relationship rules. Yeah, available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, iTunes, Audible, ebook, audiobook, hard copy. Got to get relationship rules. You got to get the mask of masculinity. You have to get wife, wisely inspired, faithfully empowered. Have to get Dear Queen Volume 1 and 2. I don't know if I've ever done a part 5 on any of the topics that I've talked about so far. But if not, we're matching it. Who knows? We may exceed it. Somebody who's yeah, we may exceed it because here it is. This is a topic that is needed. Yeah, we may exceed it. It's a topic that's needed for people like you and me who are gifted. Can't forget about Unwrap the Gift in You. Can't forget about Woman. 16 books out there. Heal Your Heart. Do a deep dive. Do a Google search. Do an Amazon search. Type in my name. Put some respect on my name. Connor. Eddie, you know how to spell that. Eddie. Well, matter of fact, everybody doesn't know how to spell it. Sometimes I'm at Starbucks and somebody put Eddy or Edy. I'm like, no, this ain't no Edie's ice cream at all. But yeah, they're out there. So go ahead and get them. You can get them as well. EddieConnor.com. They're available there as well. People who are needed understand the enormity of maximizing their mindset, sharpening their skill set, building their tool set. Why? Because they recognize they're not a liability, but they're an asset in any environment. I want to show you how to do that. It's all about transformation. We have a lot of information, but in many cases, what we're void of is application and implementation. Application and implementation builds you for transformation. Information doesn't just give you transformation. Information without application is just information. Got to have the level of transformation. So I want to encourage you. I want to show you how to do that. I want to show you how to build that. I want to show you how to become that. My alarm is going off, but I'm going to ring the alarm tonight to let you know that you got to go to the eaglesacademy.com. Come on. I want you to become a member where you grow your greatness with amazing visionaries, with the place of people who recognize that a win for you is a win for them too. It's where I coach. It's where I teach. It's where I train. It's where I mentor. It's where I advise. It's where I empower you to access your true identity. Go ahead right now. Where are my eagles at? Come on, eagles. Throw some emojis, emoji eagle signs. Come on, put your wings in the air like you really care. Why? Because when you spread your wings, you understand that you will win over and over and over again. So beyond just information, it's time for implementation. I want you to experience the transformation in your business. I want you to experience the transformation in your relationships. I want you to experience the transformation in your mental health and in your gifts and in your purpose and in building who it is that you are interpersonally. with your emotional intelligence, with your relational intelligence. Come on, join me right now. Become a part of it with amazing visionaries like you by going to theeaglesacademy.com. Go right there, theeaglesacademy.com. Fill out the form. Matter of fact, tap join now first. When you get there, tap join now, fill out the form, and be transformed. Be in an environment of people who desire to soar into success and purpose and recognize the value in themselves. Of course, they recognize the value in you too. We're giving you strategies, structure, and solutions with systems to soar where you've never gone before. Yeah. This is the year to do this is the year to do what you've never done before and to soar where you've never gone before. You don't just soar as high as your dream. You soar as high as your team. That's right. Join our team because we don't create a taller fence. We specialize in building a longer table. TheEaglesAcademy.com. Hesitation keeps you in the same situation. When you get the revelation, you'll join us. Here's another thing that I have. I've got a number of different resources that I know will speak life into your life. Successful speaker strategies, as well as the art of communication. You want to get those resources. Yeah. Successful speaker strategies, as well as the art of communication. Hear me. Your level of compensation is directly interconnected to your level of communication. More compensation speaks to the fact that you've developed more in your level of communication. Whatever you're building, I guarantee you can build it better if you use better words. Currency and communication are connected. Communication and compensation are connected. I want you to get connected to transforming your level of communication. Words are a paintbrush. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? When you're communicating, when you're connecting? Are you connecting when you're communicating? Go ahead and get those resources. Free digital training of the art of communication, but you need more than ever before the successful speaker strategies. accessidentity.org/speaker. You can also get many of these resources. I've got about 14 resources at theeaglesacademy.com/store. You can get my ebook, free ebook called More in 2024. How to become more and make it your best year yet. Other resources I have, no reason for you to not write your book. No reason for you to procrastinate on it any longer. Somebody needs to hear your story. They can't read your story. They can't hold your story. They can't flip the pages on your story if you don't write your story. Your story has value. Why? Because here it is. We talk about being needed. What needs can you meet? You are a solution to a problem. Come on. People who know that they're a solution don't cause problems, they solve problems. People who don't solve problems cause problems. You're a solution to a problem. This is the year, this is the time, this is the day, this is the season for you to write the book. And if it's already written, it needs to be in more hands. Let me show you how to write the book and also sell the book. I think I know a thing or two. Matter of fact, a thing or 16 about a thing or 16. Why do I say 16? Because I got 16 books out there. How is it that I'm able, anytime that I write a book, that it goes number one? It's not because of my shirt. It's not because of a suit. It's not because of style. It's because of strategies. Let me give you the strategies to maximize your mindset, your skill set, your tool set, so that you can be an authority as an author, so that you can sell hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of copies of your books. been able to do it on various stages across the world. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it too. Let me give you not just the information, let me give you the application, the implementation, show you the implementation for transformation as a speaker, as an author, as whoever it is that you are, and whatever it is that you do in the medical field, in the business world, in the entrepreneur sector, in the education field, whatever the case may be. Go right now, theeaglesacademy.com/store. There are a number of resources there. But one of the most preeminent resources is by joining the Eagles Academy. And you can do that. Go there right now, theeaglesacademy.com. Fill out the form. Be transformed. Did anybody get anything out of this tonight? Did anybody get anything out of this? We're coming back for part 5. And hear me, it's going to be all the way live. Part 5. It's going to be all the way live. As we hasten to the close, y'all know I'm out of time, but I'm not out of truth. But of course, as always, I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Each and every single day on In the Mix at 6, Monday through Friday. And y'all know it is at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the digital airways of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop all the way over to the YouTube side. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I don't think I said that enough tonight. I was just in my zone. But if you have not, and then if you already have, go back and do it again. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Come on, this is too good conversation for you to just keep to yourself. Yes, somebody share this with somebody. You're meeting a need when you share this feed. I like that. Yeah, you're meeting a need when you share this feed, right? Because here's what it is. You're letting somebody know you ain't got to be needy, you're needed. Let me speak life into your life by recognizing your timeline could be someone's lifeline. Meet the need, share the feed. Follow me on social media at EddieConnorJr. Come on, put some respect on my name, EddieConnorJr. And y'all know if I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, shape, or form, reach out and let me know. Y'all know it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your brother from another mother, your man, 100 grand. Family, it's been fun, but a brother got to run. It's been a privilege. It's been a pleasure. It's been a treat. It's been a treasure. It's been a joy beyond measure. Remember to keep the faith. Believe it's going to be bigger, better, and brighter. Peace and love. Keep soaring higher.
Hey, it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie. Listen, don't you want to level up in your life? Don't you want to actually dominate this year? You need strategy, you need structure, you need solutions. If you're going to level up in your relationships, you're going to identify your brand identity. If you're going to identify your identity, this is your year to become more. This is your year to do more. I'm telling you, this is the time to grow your greatness. You need to be in a secure environment, in a community that really cares about your growth, that wants to enhance it, wants to push you in a place of not just information, but transformation for your application. I'm telling you, you don't just go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. Join our team. Become a part of the Eagles Academy. Go right now. TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button and become a member of this amazing academy with so many amazing people, locally and globally, who understand that their network determines their net worth. They want to soar into success and purpose. I can't wait to see your face, not just your space. Go right now. TheEaglesAcademy.com. Yeah.